it made my list.
Right.
That's a good thing. It means I'm excited for the movie.
Right, but you know, sometimes you don't. I think you put things in the wrong places.
Hello, good timers, and welcome back. This week we thought it would be appropriate, while it's still January, to make a top 10 list for our most anticipated films of 2014.
Please do keep in mind that these lists are our personal preferences for this year, and you may have some films that you're really excited for, but they might not be on our lists.
Alright, sassy pants. So before we get started, let's do our honorable mentions. So these are movies that look really good and we're really excited for, but didn't quite make our top 10 list. So Nicholas?
My first honorable mention is Life After Beth. This movie has Dane DeHaan and Aubrey Plaza. It seems like it's going for a sort of warm bodies, zombie, comedy, love story, drama. Dane DeHaan is amazing in everything he's in, and I think this film is going to be great. I have two horror films for my honorable mentions. I have Eli Roth's The Green Inferno, which looks great, and I have Ty West's The Sacrament.
So first off, we have The Fault in Our Stars, which is the film adaptation of John Green's book, The Fault in Our Stars, which was an amazing book. I'm really interested to see where they take this movie. Next up, we have Monuments Men. I think the plot looks a little strange, but the number of stars in it and everything, it just looks really good to me.
It's burning through it.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't really have anything to say about it. Wait. And finally, the Lego Movie, which comes out. And although it kind of looks like a kid's movie, the number of stars in this movie is unreal.
Right.
Right.
The Fault in Those Stars.
So we actually have not seen each other's lists yet, so this is the first time either of us will be hearing each other's lists. So let's kick it off. Nicholas, present your 10 through 8.
So coming in at number 10, I have Nightcrawler starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is that a sequel to the guy in X-Men?
No, this is a film where Jake Gyllenhaal is a true crime novelist. I'm a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. We both loved him in Prisoners. Most of the press of this film has revolved around Jake Gyllenhaal's weight loss. He looks really creepy in the pictures. His face is bone thin. And I think this is going to be a great film. Number 9, I have the directorial debut of Ryan Gosling, How to Catch a Monster. I've been reading about this film forever. There's not too much info released about it, but it is going to be his first time directing a film. It seems like a very strange film, but I have total faith in Ryan Gosling. I love anything he's a part of, and I think it's going to be amazing. And number 8, I have The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Wow, a superhero movie.
Right.
Look at you.
Right. I'm really excited about this. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. A lot of people are talking about this film. There was kind of an uproar about there being 3 villains because the last time there was 3 villains in a Spider-Man film, it went terribly.
Spider-Man 3.
I don't think that they're stupid enough to make the same mistake again. I think it's going to work out. You have a great cast in this film. Jamie Foxx, Paul Giamatti, Dane DeHaan, who is incredible.
Yes.
The boy from Chronicle, we love him. Mark Webb is returning as the director. He's a great director. 500 Days of Summer is one of my favorite films, and I think this film is going to be great. What do you have for 10 through 8?
Alright, so kicking off my list at number 10 is the movie Welcome to Yesterday. This is a movie that follows a group of teenagers as they discover time travel in a time-traveling machine. The plot looks very interesting. The film style looks a lot like something out of Chronicle, which we both loved. I'm really interested to see the way this film goes. Michael Bay is producing the movie, so I'm a little reluctant on that front. You know, as great as Transformers 3 was. But overall, this movie looks wonderful, and I'm super excited to see it. At number 9, I have Zach Braff's return to the big screen in Wish I Was Here. This is his follow-up to Garden State. Right over there. Oh, that was cool the way we both pointed at the same time. This is his follow-up to Garden State, which I thought was amazing. You thought was amazing, I'm sure. The film just premiered at Sundance and it received a standing ovation and was immediately bought up. It looks very good. I really like Zach Braff's style. Coming at number 8 is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Alright, so Hunger Games 1, liked it. We've both read all the books. I thought the first movie was good, but the second movie, Catching Fire, amazing. Really excited for Mockingjay Part 1. I'm very interested to see the way that they're going to divide up the book. since the book itself isn't really that long. Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, and Sam Claflin, Finnick, are all making...
Team Finnick.
These are all just more reasons to get excited for this movie.
Coming in at my number 7 is a new reworking of a Shakespeare play. It is Macbeth, starring Michael Fassbender.
Oh, so good.
So good. Michael Fassbender is incredible. This film is going to be directed by Justin Kurzel. He directed The Snowton Murders. It's an amazing, amazing horror film. It's on Netflix Instant if you guys want to check it out. Number 6, Midnight Special. This film stars Michael Shannon as a father who runs away with his son. The son has superpowers and they're hiding. Mud was one of the greatest things to happen in 2013.
One of the greatest things that happened, or one of the greatest things that happened in film?
Greatest things that happened.
Wow.
Mud was fantastic, and I'm really excited to see this movie. Alright, number 7.
Alright, so coming in at my number 7, we have the movie Transcendence. Now, a lot of people don't really know about this movie. However, it does have big names in it like Johnny Depp, Kate Mara, and Morgan Freeman. The movie is about a scientist who basically downloads his intelligence into a supercomputer, and as you can imagine, things start to spiral out of control after that. Now, one of the things I'm really excited about in this movie is the fact that Wally Pfister is going to be directing it. So for those of you who don't know, Wally Pfister was actually the main cinematographer in huge movies such as The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight, and Inception. Now he's made his move from behind the camera into the director's chair, and I'm very, very excited to see his directorial debut. Coming in at number 6 is a movie that just recently released a very short and not revealing teaser trailer, which is the movie Interstellar. Interstellar, first of all, is directed by Christopher Nolan, which can only mean good things. This movie stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jessica Chastain. Now, after researching it a little, because the teaser didn't really tell us much, it has something to do with traveling through space and wormholes. It looks like a great sci-fi / thriller. Overall, this movie looks awesome. Alright, now let's move into the big guns, the top 5. Present us with your 5 through 3, then we'll trade off and do our number 2s and our number 1s.
Okay. So for number 5, I have Paul Thomas Anderson's Inherent Vice. This is an adaptation of the novel by Thomas Pynchon. It's going to star Joaquin Phoenix, Benicio del Toro, Jenna Malone, who was the sexy Johanna Mason in Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice mashup of director and author, and it's going to be weird, it's going to be crazy, it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix. I think this film is going to be incredible. Coming in at my number 4 is a film that was pretty low on your list. Zach Braff's Wish I Was Here. I'm a proud Kickstarter supporter, really excited about this movie. Garden State is one of my favorites. There was a slight controversy when this film was going through its Kickstarter campaign. A few people called him out, thought that it wasn't right, that he was asking people to pay twice for the movie, but he did tons of Reddit AMAs, he did tons of interviews, he explained to everyone the process of making a film and funding a film, and he raised the funds, and the movie premiered, like you said, at Sundance, got amazing reviews, and it was bought up. I am incredibly excited. I love you, Zach Braff. So top 3. I have for my number 3 Richard Linklater's Boyhood, which is a film I've been hearing about and reading about forever. This film was shot over a duration of 12 years, and it stars Ethan Hawke, and you get to see the progress of him and his son. You get to see the real kid growing up as they made this film, because it was shot over such a long period of time.
12 years is a very long time.
I think the Before trilogy are an amazing set of films, some of my favorites, and I'm really, really excited about Boyhood.
Coming in at my number 5 is the sequel to a movie from a few years ago, which is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Ooh.
So, although this movie won't have Franco in it again, it does have Gary Oldman, Kerry Russell, and Judy Greer. So we've already gotten a trailer for this movie, and the trailer looked freaking awesome. It's got Caesar, our lovable ape protagonist, beating his chest, leading his troops, and man, this movie looks intense. This movie is going to follow Caesar and his rise to power, as well as the survival of humans as they attempt to keep control over their planet. Coming in at number 4 is the rebooting of a franchise that for a while has been very long dead, and that is the movie Godzilla. This movie, first of all, has Bryan Cranston in it, who is basically
Say my name.
is an acting genius. So we've already got a trailer for this movie as well, and just from the way the trailer is shot, it looks really dark, which is what we want to see with Godzilla. We want to see him tearing through his city, ripping things apart. The trailer has a very dark and gritty feel to it, and this movie looks like it's going to be... Hopefully this movie will be what revitalizes Godzilla as a franchise. Alright, moving on to the top 3. So for myself, I have X-Men Days of Future Past. So this movie is directed by Bryan Singer, who worked on X-Men 2, which was alright. X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was... and finally, X-Men First Class, which I personally enjoyed a lot.
Yes.
So this movie brings together the cast of First Class, including Michael Fassbender, yes, and the cast of the original X-Men trilogy in a time-traveling sequel.
It does. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see all the different casts from all the different movies working together. The trailer made the movie look wonderful, and I honestly cannot wait. Alright, so now we're at the final 2. You give me your number 2, I'll go, then we'll both do our number 1s.
Okay.
Alright.
Coming in at number 2, I have a little film called Fury. Directed by David Ayer, this film is going to star Shia LaBeouf, Brad Pitt, John Bernthal,
You love LaBeouf, dude.
and Logan Lerman from The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Such a good movie.
This film is about a 6-man tank crew in World War II. It has a great cast. Between this and Monuments Men, we have some cool World War II movies to look forward to, but I think this one is going to be incredible. What do you got for number 2?
Alright, coming in at number 2 is a new superhero franchise by Marvel that's coming out, and that is the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this movie stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, I'm not really sure how to say it, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper, who will be voicing the raccoon. James Gunn, who brought us Super, is going to be directing this movie, and I'm really excited for it. You know, over the last few years, we've had basically the Avenger franchises. We have Captain America, we have Iron Man, we have all this other stuff. So now we have this brand new, fresh set of characters. And so for those of you who don't know, the Guardians of the Galaxy are basically a group of kind of vagabonds that join together for the greater good. I'm very interested to see if the Guardians of the Galaxy can be the start of a brand new franchise. I love Chris Pratt, and I think this movie has the potential to be freaking amazing. If Nymphomaniac is your number 1, I'm gonna throw up.
It didn't make my list.
Alright, Nicholas, so what is your number 1 most anticipated film of 2014?
You're not going to like it.
I have an open mind.
My number 1 most anticipated film of 2014.
Like it.
My number 1 most anticipated film of 2014 is Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac.
Oh my god.
I've been reading about this film for so long. I'm a huge fan of Lars von Trier. He is a psychopath, but this film looks incredible. The film is broken up into 2 volumes. Lars von Trier actually gave up final cut of the film because I guess he couldn't figure out a way to fit in all of what he wanted in a cut. So they brought in a new editor. They decided to recut the film into 2 parts. The first one's going to be released in March, the second in April, and the 5.5-hour entire cut is going to be shown at the Berlin Film Festival.
Or you could just watch porn on the internet.
What is your number 1 film of 2014?
Could you be a little more robotic about it?
What is your number 1 film?
So my number 1 film is yet another 3rd film in a series, and that is The Hobbit, There and Back Again. So, first of all, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And
we can tell, okay?
what is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
I actually really enjoyed the first one. While I did think it had some flaws in terms of pacing and stuff, I still really did enjoy it. And the second one was absolutely amazing. Desolation and Smog, loved it. The dragon was, whew, all the acting was great. And I'm so excited to see the way that this movie ties off the Hobbit franchise and connects it and brings it back into the main Lord of the Rings films. We're going to get to see some awesome battles, some more Bilbo and some more Gandalf, which everyone loves. And this movie is definitely my most anticipated film of the year. Alright, Nicholas, so what do you think of my list?
I'll give your list like a 6 out of 10.
I would give your list a 2 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. More like a 5. Thank you everyone for those of you who stuck with us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked what you saw here, please like and subscribe. And below, let us know in the comments what your most anticipated films of 2014 are.
You can find the links to our Facebook and Twitter down below. Give us a tweet, give us a little shout out, like our Facebook page.
And we'll be seeing you next time.
Next time.
Play us out!